guys, welcome back to another video. I'm here with Zach. He got first place today at our Friday local and with trains. So that's really interesting.
Pure trains, baby. Pure trains.
So shout out to Rank 10, I guess. So
yeah. Rank 10 Yugioh hit me up. So yeah, we'll just get right in. So first off, you're obviously running the 3 Night Express Night, 3 Heavy Freight Train Derrick Crane. These are your main kind of starters and continuers. They make you into your XCs real easy. This is the old stuff. The new stuff kind of goes into Super Express Bullet Train and of course Flying Pegasus Railroad Stampede. These are your kind of new cards that also start up things. Your normal summons are Night Express Night and Flying Pegasus Railroad Stampede, and they just kind of allow these two to special summon from the hand, and this one can special summon from the graveyard. So you want to put stuff in the graveyard and get stuff going there. And then the last poor kind of run to the litter of trains is Ruffian Railcar. This one doesn't do too much on the field, but you send it to the grave using a couple different cards, and when it's in the grave you get to add any of the level 10s to hand, and that really can help with a lot of things. You don't want to see it in your hand. I almost always see it in my hand. So that's with those there. And next up are the spells that you run. The main one that everybody loves is Urgent Schedule. This one is amazing. It's a quick play spell that summons you a level 4 or lower and a level 5 or higher train from your deck, as long as your opponent controls more monsters than you do. And that's just huge if you're going second, or even if they ash your first few cards or stop you from your other plays. If they still control monsters, you summon this and you can continue on. Your next big one that you run for trains is of course your 3 Revolving Switchyard and 1 Terraforming to back it up. Revolving is just the main starter of the deck because you can discard, or if you real card if you have in hand, if you're unlucky like me, and you discard it to add any level 10 train from your deck to your hand, and that's just usually all you need. Otherwise, if you're going first, this can be really helpful because if you summon at all an Earth Machine monster, normal or special summon, you can summon another level 4 or machine and it becomes a level 10 from deck. Its effects aren't even negated either, so when you're going first, you can get some pretty easy stuff. Next up, I run the 1 Monster Born because we like to put stuff in the graveyard, and because Phoenix of Force is a thing, so we like to see that on our field. I run 2 Pots. I know people are on the fence about this card in general, but I just like at 2 because I don't like seeing it in my hand after drawing it off the second one, or off the first one, I guess. Then we get into the actual fun stuff. So the core of the deck is only about, besides the pots, is only about 21 to 23 cards-ish there. Then we get into the going second stuff, because this deck always wants to go second. You got the 3 Ash, and that's obvious. You got 2 Godarla. I'm running 2 of these guys, and I might switch out to some other kaijus maybe, but the point is, wind barrier's a thing, and YouTubers are a thing. So I don't like running into either of those, and this really helps with that situation. Then you got the 3 Imperms. We're sitting on 3 Crossout because if they ash your Urgent Schedule or even your Revolving Switchyard, it can get a little sad. So we like to see that instead. As I said, going second is the big deal, so you main deck 3 Lightning Storm because we don't like back row, and also it's hilarious when you clear their field of attack position monsters and then attack for game on turn 2. I also run Harpies because, again, we don't like back row. I also have a little bit of spice today. I main decked 3 Dark Ruler No More, and you're going to understand why when I get into the extra deck, but you main deck this and stop all their monsters on the field, and then you can still set up a really fun board. And last card for making a 42 card deck, I'm considering cutting this, but it was actually kind of an MVP, 1 Red Reboot. Somebody who had an amazing UA deck tripped up a summon limit on me, and I had it in hand and I was able to win off that turn because I protected myself. So yeah, 42 card deck, pretty straightforward. Next for the extra deck, I got Chocobo Sleeves because that's awesome. We run, this is the baby, this is the way we win, 2 Super Dreadnought Juggernaut Libes. Basically, you detach a card from it, and it becomes a 6,000 beater that can attack monsters on your opponent's field up to the number of materials plus 1. So you can just detach and go ham. It's also fun because if you detach Derrick Crane off of Gustav Max, the other one you run 2 of, you detach Derrick Crane, and you actually get to pop a card on their field, any card. So if this is detached from any one of these, you can just pop a card on the field, so you can deal 2,000, pop a card, and then just go crazy. And since you're dealing 2,000 damage, they'll be down to 6,000. If you pop with Derrick Crane, the last monster they have on the field maybe, you can just attack them directly for game. Easy peasy. Last big boy train is the one Super Dora. You don't usually see this very much, but if they make you go first, which some people are crazy to do, you set this up, you set it in defense position. It's a 4,000 unaffected beater, so they just can't get over it unless they're crazy and run some, chaos stuff. Next we get into some of the spicy Xyz plays. I can kind of go either way on some of these, but a lot of them were helpful today. Sky Palace, Gengar Die. If you can put this on the field with a Dare Crane, you can pop 2 cards. So like if they got 2 problematic stuff on the field, I can pop 2 things. That's really helpful. Also, it burns for 1,000, so you can just overlay into Libe and attack for game again if you need to. A last kind of weird one that some people play and some people don't. Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroyer. Now, not everybody plays this, but I think it's way too good not to. It literally, it's 5,000 attack, which is huge. But also, it's a Harvey's Feather Duster, again, because we don't like back row. And you just wipe out their field and then overlay again. You can overlay Libe onto any level 10 machine. This is a rank 10 machine, excuse me. You can overlay it onto any of them, and you just win, usually. So, that's good. The last card of the Xyz is actually why I run Dark Ruler. You've got your Divine Zeus. If you Dark Ruler them and they only have monsters on the field, you can usually make a rank 10, go right into Libe, and then all of a sudden you attack all their field, the Xyz monster battled, and then you overlay Zeus on top of this, and then you just Zeus their field if you need to, or you have 4 materials, so you actually get to Zeus them twice. So it's pretty busted with Dark Ruler. Let me get into links. I'm running 2 of the Doubleheader Anger Knuckle. I'm tempted to cut this to 1, but at the same time, it's still pretty good. It's very helpful if they lock you out of Xyz. Dimensional Barrier is a thing now. This card, basically, you have to use 2 machines, but at any point in time during the main phase, either yours or theirs, you can send a monster from your field. It can be this card or something in your hand to the grave, and then summon a level 10 from the grave in defense position. So if you again end up with Roughing Real card in your hand, then you can just send that to grave and leave this on the field, and then you get another train at the end phase. So you can really get more bodies on the field really easy there. 1 Cleefort. This is an Earth machine, and it's almost a train by name. If you can summon 2 machines out, and then make this, and then play Urgent Schedule, and then summon 2 monsters to this at the same time, you actually get to add a level 5 or higher Earth machine. A level 10 Earth machine, which makes it very helpful. I also run a Pentastag because some people are fearful of this deck, and so they summon stuff in defense position, and then I just say, okay, I'll attack the game anyway. Underclock Taker because I needed another spot, and this actually helps if I need to get over something bigger than me, which rarely happens. And then lastly, because Maximus is a thing, and I find it hilarious when people try to Maxus me, the Omega and the Entis, because that came up actually twice today. So it's very helpful, and you have some space in your extra deck, so it's good. Side deck, last little thing here. Some people are smart, and when they duel you the first time and you OTK them in game 1, they make you go first the next game. So you side deck in your 3 Artifact Sanctums and your Scythe, because we don't want them to have fun, and then the 3 Solemn Judgments as well, because we don't want them to have fun. So that you put these in the deck instead of the Lightning Storms and the Dark Rulers, maybe even the Kaijus, and you summon out a Super Dora who's a 4,000 beat, who's unaffected, and then you set either of these, and then they have even less fun. So always a good time. I also run 3 Nibiru's because, combo decks are becoming more prevalent now. And then 3 Drolls because I don't really like Drytron. Drytron's kind of really good against this deck, and I don't have any good outs. That's the best one I got. And then lastly, because I have the 3 crossouts, I actually side in the Revolt and the Barrier Statue because I think that's pretty funny, and I've seen somebody run this before, and they actually said that they came up against Tri-Brigade a few times. So they just cross out the Revolt, and they can't use it. So yeah, there's your best card now completely gone. That is the deck profile.
All right. So is there any changes you would like to make in the future to this deck, or?
I'm still tempted on the second Anger Knuckle. Might swap that in for a second Zeus or something, or because Zeus actually did come up and I think it was really good. The Kaijus I think are also up for grabs. I'm going to be playing in a tournament tomorrow, and I think I'd like to just see how prevalent Flunneries and or Beetrooper are. But otherwise, you could also side in Jizukiru, which is a level 10 machine. It's a light machine, but if you can put a Kaiju on their field, you get a free level 10 machine on your field. So that's another thing that people do. So I don't know, that's something I might consider. But for now, I really liked how the deck played today, and so we'll see how it does tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, well, congrats, Zach, on the first place today, going 3-0, and this mat's amazing, though.
Right, yeah, look at this, I love this thing.
It's so cool. He didn't make it, but I'll just say you did because this is amazing.
I am by far and away not this artistic at all. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right.